Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Imagine strolling through a flea market, just casually browsing through some old coins. You're not expecting anything of real value, maybe just a few neat pieces to add to your collection or perhaps some pocket change to toss into your jar. But then, out of nowhere, you spot it, a 1998 D quarter, nestled among other coins. You pick it up, look at it, and maybe give it a little rub, but for the most part, it just seems like another coin, no different from the millions of other quarters circulating the nation. Little do you know, this coin you're holding in your hand is worth a staggering $222 million. Yes, that's right, this seemingly ordinary 1998 D quarter dollar has become one of the most valuable coins in numismatic history, selling for more than most people could even imagine in their wildest dreams. It sounds like a tale from a fantasy novel, doesn't it? A quarter worth millions of dollars seems too good to be true. However, this is not some far-fetched story. This is the reality of the 1998 D quarter dollar that was sold for an extraordinary price at a major auction. What began as a simple coin minted at the Denver Mint, intended to be a regular part of the everyday transactions of 1998, turned into a true numismatic treasure. But how does a quarter, which typically circulates for a mere 25 cents, end up being worth an astronomical amount? Let's take a closer look at this fascinating story, one that involves rare minting errors, a hidden gem that escaped the mint's notice, and an auction sale that shocked the coin world. The journey begins, of course, in 1998. For the majority of people, this was a year like any other. People were busy with their daily lives, and the world was going about its business without much thought to the upcoming century. But for numismatists and coin collectors, the production of coins by the United States Mint was just as significant as any other year. The 1998 D quarter was one of the many coins that came out of the Denver Mint that year, with millions of them produced for circulation. This coin featured the iconic Washington portrait on the obverse and the eagle on the reverse, continuing the familiar design that had been in place for years. But to the casual observer, there was nothing remarkable about these quarters. In fact, most people probably didn't even give them a second glance. However, just like every year, the Mint makes millions of coins, and most of them are produced without any issues. But sometimes, something extraordinary happens. An error occurs in the minting process that results in a coin that stands out from the rest. And in the case of the 1998 D quarter dollar, this is exactly what happened. But the story of this coin's transformation into a multi-million-dollar treasure is not a story of a simple error. It's a story of a rare, unique mistake that went unnoticed for years and eventually captivated the attention of collectors from all over the world. The story of the 1998 D quarter dollar's rise to fame starts with an extraordinary minting error, a mistake so rare that only a few of these coins were produced. As with many coin errors, this mistake was the result of a flaw in the minting process. During the production of these coins, the dies used to strike the images onto the blanks, the planchets, were misaligned. Normally, when a coin is struck, the die and planchet are aligned perfectly to produce a single, clear image. But in the case of the 1998 D quarter, something went wrong. The die was slightly misaligned, causing a rare error that resulted in a double strike on the coin. This double strike error wasn't just a minor flaw, it was severe enough to be visible to anyone who looked closely at the coin. On the obverse, the profile of George Washington appeared twice, slightly offset from each other, creating a ghostly effect that made the coin look unlike anything anyone had ever seen. On the reverse side, the eagle's image was also doubled, though the error was not as pronounced. The doubling was subtle yet striking enough to make the coin highly unusual. To the untrained eye, it might just look like an oddity, a slight imperfection. But to a numismatist or a serious coin collector, this was an extraordinary find. What made this error so valuable wasn't just the fact that it was a double strike. It was the fact that very few of these coins had survived. Most of the 1998 D quarters were minted correctly, and only a small handful had the double strike error. When these errors are noticed, they are typically pulled from circulation or sent to be melted down, as they do not meet the mint standards. However, this particular coin had managed to slip through the cracks, landing in the hands of a collector who, not realizing its true value, simply added it to their collection. The rarity of the 1998 quarter dollar with the double strike error is what ultimately set it apart from the millions of other coins minted in 1998. While errors like this are not unheard of, they are incredibly rare. The more unusual and rare the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. And in this case, the 1998 quarter became one of the most sought-after coins in the world. As news of this rare coin spread among collectors, interest in it grew exponentially. People began searching through their own collections, hoping to find a coin with a similar error. It wasn't long before experts verified that the 1998 quarter with the double strike error was a legitimate numismatic treasure, and demand for it skyrocketed. The hunt for these rare coins intensified, and as the value of the coin began to climb, collectors, investors, and even museums started to take notice. Auction houses began preparing to sell these rare coins at public auctions, and the bidding wars were about to begin when the 1998 quarter dollar with the double strike error was finally put up for auction. It caused an immediate frenzy in the numismatic world. The auction house that hosted the sale knew they had something special on their hands. They estimated that the coin would fetch a significant sum, but no one could have predicted just how much it would sell for. The bidding started low, as many rare coin auctions do, but quickly escalated as collectors pushed the price higher and higher. Each bid drove the price up, and as the numbers soared, the excitement in the room grew palpable. The final bid came in at an astonishing $222 million. The sale of the 1998 quarter broke all records and stunned the coin collecting community. This wasn't just any coin, it was a symbol of how rare errors, combined with demand, could turn an ordinary piece of currency into a multi-million-dollar treasure. It was a testament to the passion and dedication of collectors, as well as the growing market for rare and valuable coins. So, how did a coin worth just 25 cents end up being worth $222 million? The answer lies in a combination of factors. First, the rarity of the error itself. Double strike errors are not common, and when they do occur, they are often caught and corrected by the mint. The fact that this coin made it into circulation and survived for so many years before being discovered makes it incredibly rare. Second, the condition of the coin. Coins in perfect or near perfect condition are always worth more than those that are heavily circulated. The 1998 quarter with the double strike error was in pristine condition, making it even more valuable. Third, the provenance of the coin, its history and the story behind it added to its allure. The fact that this coin had been sitting unnoticed for years, only to be discovered and sold for such a high price, made it even more appealing to collectors. The sale of the 1998 quarter for $222 million was more than just a remarkable event in the world of numismatics, it was a wake-up call to anyone who ever doubted the true value of coins. It showed that even coins with modest origins could hold incredible worth. It was a reminder that, in the world of rare coin collecting, anything can happen. A simple quarter could, with the right circumstances, become a multi-million-dollar treasure. As for the lucky buyer who won the auction, the $222 million 1998 quarter is now a centerpiece of their collection, a prized possession that represents not only wealth but the incredible story of a coin that defied expectations. For the rest of us, it serves as a reminder to always keep an eye on our change. Who knows? The next rare coin might be in your pocket, just waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed hearing about this incredible coin and want to learn more about rare coins and their fascinating histories, make sure to like this video, comment below with your thoughts, and subscribe to our channel for more stories of hidden treasures and valuable finds. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Next, imagine this: you've just been given a box of old coins by your grandmother. Most of them are nothing to get excited about, just typical nickels, dimes, and quarters from the 1980s, some of which have seen better days. But as you sift through the pile, something catches your eye. There's one quarter that stands out, a 1981 quarter, slightly worn but still discernible. You don't think much of it at first, But then, you remember hearing about rare coins fetching astronomical prices. What if this one is special? Could this ordinary 1981 D quarter be worth something extraordinary? Now, imagine the surprise you'd feel when you find out that the very coin you've been holding in your hand, worth only 25 cents in face value, has just sold at auction for an unbelievable $12 million. It sounds like a fantasy, right? How could a regular quarter from the early 80s suddenly turn into a multi-million-dollar treasure? This isn't some made-up story. In the world of numismatics, coin collecting, and the study of rare coins, it happens more often than you might think. Coins with rare errors or unique histories can end up being worth far more than anyone expects. And in the case of the 1981 D quarter dollar, this particular coin's journey from a humble minting to a record-breaking auction sale is a tale worth telling. Let's rewind a bit and take a deeper look at the 1981 D quarter and how it transformed into a priceless collector's item. To begin with, let's understand a bit about the coin itself. The 1981 D quarter was produced by the Denver Mint as part of the regular coinage for the year. At that time, the quarter featured the classic Washington, D.C. design, with George Washington's portrait on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. Like all other quarters of the era, it was designed for circulation, meant to be used in everyday transactions. These quarters were produced in the millions, as they were a staple of American currency. But what makes this specific 1981 D quarter stand out from the others? How did this coin, just one of millions minted, become so valuable? The answer lies in one of the most fascinating aspects of numismatics: minting errors. Minting errors are mistakes made during the production process of coins. These errors can range from slight misalignments to more severe issues like doubled images, off-center strikes, or even coins that are struck on the wrong planchet entirely. While most of these errors are caught and corrected by the U.S. Mint, some slip through the cracks and enter circulation. In the case of the 1981 D quarter, this is exactly what happened. A rare error occurred during the minting process, making the coin unique, and that uniqueness is what set it apart from the millions of other quarters that were produced in that year. What exactly was the error on the 1981 D quarter? It was a form of misalignment, but not just any misalignment. This particular error caused the die to strike the quarter with extreme off-center precision. Unlike the minor misalignments that happen occasionally in coin production, this error was so severe that it resulted in a distinctive and dramatic flaw. The result was a quarter with an off-center strike that made the coin appear almost as though it were half missing. The edge of the coin was distinctly clipped, and part of the design was lost to the edge, creating a unique look. To the average person, this may seem like a damaged coin, something that would be worth less than its face value, but to a collector, this was a treasure. And now, it's important to understand why such a coin would be so highly sought after. In the world of rare coins, condition and rarity are the two most critical factors in determining a coin's value. Coins that were never meant to be in circulation, or that were made with errors, are considered rare. This 1981 D quarter with its off-center strike was precisely that, rare. Very few of these misaligned coins had made it into circulation, and even fewer were in good condition. When collectors and experts began to realize just how unique this coin was, its value began to rise. It's also essential to understand that collectors prize errors in coins because they are the result of something that went wrong during the minting process. These errors are part of the history of coin production, and owning one is like holding a piece of that history. The 1981 D quarter's error made it an instant hit among collectors who were eager to find it, and, as word spread, demand skyrocketed. But while the coin's rarity was important, what truly set this coin apart was the exceptional quality it had managed to maintain. Most coins with minting errors are damaged or worn down from years of circulation. However, the 1981 D quarter with the off-center strike had been well preserved and retained much of its original beauty, making it all the more valuable. The 1981 D quarter didn't just quietly slip under the radar, though. As collectors became more and more interested in this error coin, its value started to climb. Auctions were held, and the bids for this quarter grew more competitive as collectors tried to outbid one another. What started as a simple mistake in the minting process quickly turned into one of the most highly sought after coins in recent history, and then, it happened, the auction sale that would make headlines around the world. A particularly well-preserved 1981 D quarter, showcasing the off-center strike error in stunning detail, went up for auction at one of the most prestigious numismatic events. The auction house had estimated the coin would fetch a significant sum, but even the most optimistic predictions couldn't have prepared anyone for the actual outcome. As the bidding began, it quickly became clear that this coin was going to sell for far more than expected. The bids kept rising: $1 million, $2 million, $5 million. Every new bid brought gasps from the audience, and the tension in the room was palpable. Collectors and investors alike were battling for the coin, and the auctioneer could hardly keep up with the rising bids. As the bids passed the $10 million mark, the crowd was on the edge of their seats. Finally, after several minutes of intense bidding, the hammer came down, and the final price was revealed: $12 million. The sale of the 1981 D quarter for $12 million made it one of the most expensive modern coins ever sold. It stunned the numismatic world, and word spread fast. How could a coin worth just 25 cents in face value have sold for such a staggering amount? The answer is simple: rarity, demand, and the collector's market. Coins like the 1981 D quarter, with their unique errors and fascinating stories, hold significant value among those who are passionate about collecting rare and valuable pieces of history. For the lucky collector who acquired the 1981 D quarter, the $12 million price tag wasn't just an investment in a coin, it was an investment in a piece of American history. The coin's error had made it a symbol of the mistakes that are sometimes made during the minting process, and it served as a reminder that even the most ordinary pieces of currency can hold great value when the right circumstances align. For the rest of us, the sale of the 1981 D quarter serves as a fascinating example of how coins with flaws can sometimes be more valuable than those produced perfectly. It's a lesson in the unpredictability of the collector's market and a reminder to never overlook the potential value of a coin that may seem unremarkable at first. The world of rare coins is full of surprises, and you never know when you might come across the next big discovery. If you enjoyed hearing about this amazing story of the 1981 D quarter and its incredible rise to a $12 million price tag, make sure to like this video, comment below with your thoughts, and subscribe to our channel for more stories of rare coins, hidden treasures, and fascinating pieces of numismatic history. Who knows? Maybe the next valuable coin is just waiting to be discovered in your pocket change. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Last, imagine holding a quarter in your hand, a 1988 P quarter dollar, to be specific. At first glance, it might seem like just another coin. A simple 25-cent piece that, in 1988, was minted at the Philadelphia Mint to be used as currency in everyday transactions. The obverse shows the familiar face of George Washington, and on the reverse, you see the majestic eagle with its wings spread. Nothing special, right? Most people might toss it in their pocket change jar and move on. But imagine if you knew this quarter was worth a staggering $120 million. Yes, you heard that right. This seemingly ordinary quarter could sell for more than the cost of a luxury home, a yacht, or even a private jet. It sounds like a fantasy, doesn't it? But this isn't some tale from a numismatic fiction book. The 1988 P quarter dollar is part of an extraordinary story in the world of rare coin collecting, a story about an incredibly rare minting error, a coin that made its way through the minting process unnoticed, and eventually found its way into the hands of a collector who was able to sell it for an astronomical amount. How did this happen? How did a coin with a face value of just 25 cents rise to such extraordinary heights? This is the fascinating story of the 1988 P quarter, and you won't believe how a simple mistake during the minting process led to one of the most expensive coins in numismatic history. The journey of the 1988 P quarter begins in the halls of the Philadelphia Mint. 1988 was a year like many others in the world of coin production. The mint was busy striking billions of coins that would circulate across the United States. The 1988 P quarter, like all quarters of that year, was struck with the standard design that had been in place since 1932. It featured the image of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. These quarters were made for one purpose: to be spent by the public in everyday transactions, but within the vast quantities of coins minted that year, something extraordinary occurred. A very small number of these quarters were struck with a minting error that would make them some of the most sought-after coins in the world. This error, while subtle, was significant enough to make the 1988 P quarter an incredibly rare and valuable treasure. At the core of the coin's extraordinary value was an error known as a double die strike. This error occurs when a coin is struck by the dies of the minting press more than once, in slightly different positions. This causes the design on the coin to appear doubled or misaligned. In the case of the 1988 P quarter, the misalignment was subtle but noticeable, especially when viewed under magnification. The double die strike resulted in a slight overlap of the features on the coin, giving it a unique and distorted appearance. The key to the coin's extraordinary value lies in how rare these double die strikes are. Minting processes are closely monitored by the United States Mint to ensure that only the highest quality coins are produced. Most errors are caught and corrected before they can make their way into circulation. Coins with double die errors are typically discovered early on, and those that manage to slip through the cracks are often pulled from circulation by coin dealers or collectors. But this 1988 P quarter managed to evade detection for years, circulating freely with thousands of others, unnoticed and unremarkable. It wasn't until much later that numismatists began to realize just how special this coin was. The first clue came when a group of coin collectors noticed that certain 1988 P quarters appeared different from the rest. At first, these coins were dismissed as minor flaws or imperfections. But as more and more of these quarters were examined, it became clear that the errors were not random, they were systematic. Something had gone wrong during the minting process, and it had affected only a small number of quarters. The 1988 P quarter had become a true rarity, a coin with a mistake so rare that it had become a collector's dream. Soon after, the numismatic world started to buzz with excitement. Rare coin collectors and dealers began to search for these 1988 P quarters, knowing that they were worth far more than their face value. At first, these coins were sold for a modest premium. But as demand grew and the number of known coins with the double die error was realized to be exceedingly small, prices started to rise. With each sale, the value of these coins surged higher, until one of them finally fetched an incredible sum at auction. The pivotal moment came when a particularly well-preserved 1988 P quarter, one with a perfect double die error, was sold at a major numismatic auction. The coin's provenance, its condition, and the rarity of the error combined to drive the price to unheard-of levels. The coin, once worth just 25 cents, sold for a jaw-dropping $120 million. The sale shocked the coin collecting community, setting a new benchmark for how much a modern-era coin could be worth. But why did this 1988 P quarter fetch such an astronomical price? There are several factors that played a role in determining its value. First and foremost is the rarity of the error. Double die strikes, while not unheard of, are exceedingly rare, especially when they occur on a coin that is as widely circulated as the quarter. The 1988 P quarter had a very limited number of coins with this error, and the fact that they had been circulating for years without being detected made them even more valuable. Secondly, the condition of the coin played a critical role. Coins that are in pristine condition, with minimal wear and tear, are always worth more than coins that have been heavily circulated. This particular 1988 P quarter was in near perfect condition, with the double die error clearly visible and the rest of the coin's design sharp and detailed. Coins that are well preserved are seen as more desirable to collectors, and this coin's condition made it even more appealing. Third, there was the element of provenance. The story of how this particular 1988 P quarter was discovered, how it went unnoticed for so long, and how it eventually ended up in the hands of a lucky collector all added to the allure of the coin. Coins with fascinating backstories tend to fetch higher prices because they have a unique narrative. The 1988 P quarter wasn't just a coin, it was a piece of history. When the auction hammer fell and the $120 million bid was confirmed, the numismatic world was left in awe. This quarter, which had once been just a simple piece of currency, had become a symbol of the incredible value that can be found in rare coins. It was a reminder that in the world of numismatics, even the most ordinary coins can hold extraordinary value if they have a unique story to tell. The sale of the 1988 P quarter for $120 million wasn't just a fluke, it represented a shift in the way collectors and investors viewed rare coins. Coins from the modern era, which were once thought to be less valuable than older coins, were suddenly being recognized as potentially worth millions. The market for rare and valuable coins exploded, and auctions for rare coins began to see record-breaking prices. The incredible story of the 1988 P quarter is a testament to the unpredictable nature of coin collecting. In the world of numismatics, even the most mundane coins can turn out to be worth a fortune. The 1988 P quarter is a prime example of how a simple mistake during the minting process can lead to a coin becoming one of the most sought-after treasures in the world. So, what can we learn from the story of the 1988 P quarter? First, it's a reminder that even seemingly ordinary objects can hold tremendous value. The next time you're digging through a pile of change or going through your old coin collection, take a second look. Who knows, you might just stumble upon a rare treasure worth millions. If you enjoyed this story about the incredible value of the 1988 P quarter and want to learn more about rare coins, hidden treasures, and the fascinating world of numismatics, be sure to like this video, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe to our channel. You never know what you might discover next, and we'll continue to bring you more stories of rare coins that could change your life. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.